There's supposedly a congressional vote coming up. You know, we're talking about it. Let's talk about it. But leading up to are we taking Greenland? I don't know if you guys know today, Congress voted majority voted this. Let's watch.
The yeas are 52. The nays are 47. The motion is agreed to. The joint resolution will be placed on the calendar. Under the previous order,
So pretty much we voted that President Trump can't make any more moves or aggressions in Venezuela without Congress's approval. Mia, what was your thoughts on that vote today?
Hold on. What were they voting on? I was busy today. I didn't even look. I'm sorry.
So,
what were they voting on?
Pretty much President Trump can't make any more strikes on Venezuela without congressional approval.
I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. He's going to do what he wants. I mean, he is the commander in chief. Obviously, we have checks and balances for a reason. And I mean, did it pass? Because for the most part, Congress does what he says, or was this just the Senate deciding what they want to do?
It passed Congress. Yeah, it passed Congress.
Oh, okay.
Moved to the Democrat side and sided with the Democrats on this.
Oh, are those the same people that the list came out that Venezuela was paying? Have we looked at the list of Venezuela? Maduro was paying a lot of our congressional members. Have we looked at those yes votes and done the graph to see? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at this point in time, we have started the domino effect, so we need to finish it. So, I mean, they're kind of dumb. We can't leave Venezuela hanging in the wind, in the weeds at this point in time. So it just seems kind of dumb to not finish what we started. So I think they're idiots. So we got to finish what we started.
I'll tell you the Republicans: Rand Paul, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Todd Young, and Josh Hawley, the normal suspects that go against the Republicans.
Oh, you mean the Democrats? They're Republicans, but they're fucking Democrats.
They're Democrats.
So sorry, it was a Senate vote, my bad. But still, that's pretty big that they did that. Yeah, so that's the first thing that happened. To the other thing everyone's talking about, Trump is supposedly going to give $10,000 or $10,000 to $100,000 to Greenland citizens to get them to leave and side with him. This clip explains why we think he might be doing that.
Seems pretty obsessed with Greenland. But this isn't the first time the Arctic has been in the geopolitical spotlight, and Trump isn't even the first president to try and control the island. Time for some history.
Beware of the ice.
During World War II, Nazi Germany invaded and occupied Denmark.
The whole country was in their hands within 24 hours.
Greenland at that point was a Danish colony, so America deployed troops to secure the island before the Nazis could reach it.
Victory in Europe brought wild rejoicing.
At the end of the war, a liberated Denmark retook control of the island, but US troops stayed. In 1946, President Truman offered Denmark $100 million in gold, worth about $1 billion today, to buy the island.
Enemy jet bombers coming in over the Arctic wastelands would be able to attack without detection.
I'll bring you in after the clip, okay?
Denmark rejected the offer outright. During the Cold War, Greenland's strategic importance was amplified because of the GI-UK gap, the crucial naval choke point formed by the waters between Greenland, Iceland, and the UK. NATO, which included the US, feared that Soviet submarines would use this gap to access the North Atlantic and target mainland America and Europe. So the US constructed over a dozen military installations in Greenland, including early warning systems and radar to detect Soviet aircraft, submarines navigating near the island, or missiles flying over the Arctic. Ultimately, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 led to a period of reduced Arctic tension and the neglect of these facilities. But for the last decade, Russia has been rapidly expanding its military presence in the region. And right now, America's only operating base in the Arctic, outside of Alaska, is the Bidufik Space Base, originally called Thule Air Base and built in 1943.
Lots of people took their eye off the ball. They mothballed their bases. And then as Russia began to surge back, everyone's been playing catch up.
All of this has Western military experts worried, and Trump's got a plan. But who will win the race to control one of the strategically most important places on the planet? Watch our full explainer on the Arctic on YouTube.
Before anyone answers, we actually do have a caller. So shout out to the caller. 1 second. I'm going to bring him in. Oops. Can you go ahead, Free? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, this is Free Mind American. Good evening, y'all.
Yo, what's good, bro?
evening.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Hey, my pleasure. I just wanted to say thank y'all for always having a wonderful, amicable discussion. What's going on, y'all?
Not
Well,
much,
th-
bro.
Good.
Thank you for watching and calling in. Did you want to comment on the Greenland thing, or did you want to comment on Minnesota?
You know, I want to comment on the Greenland thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's my feel on that. We've been protecting it for quite a long time. We've spent billions and billions of dollars. That money comes from American citizens. Our prices are going up. The money keeps going out. Prices keep going up. People's lives are falling apart. Wives are leaving their husbands because they can't get the life that they wanted because it's too tough. Denmark should just give it to us for years and years and years and years and years and years of money being spent to protect it. We are the de facto army of the entire NATO. And that's just how I feel about that.
The team is shaking their head. Does anyone have anything they want to add to him? Can you hear this? I know you probably can't hear on the phone, but can you hear on your side? If not, I'll tell you what they say.
For sure.
Okay, go ahead. Does anyone have anything they want to add to what he said?
Ask Free what he meant when he was saying to Gray about the conspiracy thing.
What did you mean when you said the conspiracy thing? Gray wants to know, Free. What did you mean when you said the conspiracy thing?
Are you talking about the fall hat?
Yeah, when you said that, I think you kind of ruffled his feathers tonight.
Here's the thing. Shout out to Gray, man. I love your freedom of thought and the fact that you bring another side to the argument. Here's my thing about that. Every time that they say this person is a conspiracy theorist, this person's that, I remember through COVID really, really pushed me towards, having an open mind towards conspiracy theorists, because 1 minute they said, hey, you can't get COVID if you get the vaccine. Next thing you know, they were silencing doctors who had studied this for years and years and years, wrote theses on it. And lo and behold, you can still get the virus with the vaccine. You can get the virus with 1 booster, 2 booster, 3 booster, 4 booster, until you just don't even have human DNA anymore. So I mean, at the end of the day, they've always been kind of just progressive in their thought, that to challenge the norm and what they're seeing. And it really does open up questions, because now new media is basically conspiracy theories. Independent media is basically just conspiracy theorists just going around busting open everything. That's what I meant by that.
Thank you. That was a great answer. Gray, you have anything you want to follow up?
No, that was it. Thanks.
All right. Well, Free, we appreciate your support and we appreciate you calling in. Make sure you keep rocking with us. And thank you for calling in.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it,
All
bro.
right, y'all have a blessed
Appreciate
night.
it.
You too. Thank you, bro.
All right. Well, if anyone else wants to call in, 407-602-8114. All right. So, Kimberly, what you think about us buying Greenland?
I think that Donald Trump is throwing a tantrum, and the United States, but Donald Trump, at the behest of the United States and the neocons, is throwing a tantrum of a toddler that was never loved by his parents. And he's making us less safe. Imperialism does not make us more safe. The reason why we have a lot of debt is because we have to pay for these expensive wars. And the more we try to expand our hegemony, our control, the more that our debt is going to grow. We can't just go around taking over other people's countries and other land just because we think it'll pay off our debt. It's actually counterproductive. And Donald Trump, mommy and daddy love you, okay? You are such a good boy, okay? You are loved, you are seen, please stop your little tantrum. Okay, I promise everything's gonna be okay. You are safe. You are not in danger. But with your little antics, you're putting us all in grave danger. And I think we need to stop this militaristic, imperialistic, trying to control the whole world.
Hey, Kimberly, though, if you go whoop everyone's ass, do you really have to pay the debt back?
So it's actually counterproductive. So there's a Lancet study last year that said that economic sanctions alone, since I'll send you guys the exact study, I believe since 1980 has attributed to upwards of 38 million deaths, because we can't just go around the whole world extracting all of the wealth and resources from all over the world and concentrating it in this country, which by the way doesn't benefit the working class. It's not going to benefit anybody on this panel. It's not going to benefit the regular Americans. It's only going to make the super rich a lot richer. So no, that's not considered a debt. Why do we even have all these military bases all over the world? Why do we even still have NATO? So I think we all need to not look at things through a lens of imperialism and militarism. We need to start thinking about diplomacy and inclusion and start looking at the world where the United States isn't always just this hegemonic great power, like I said, extracting wealth and resources from all over the world. That's not good for us, because not only are we killing a bunch of people all over the world, like the Lancet study, that's just economic sanctions, by the way. That's not like actual military use of force where we go around bombing the world and killing people. We are not that's why a lot of people, a lot of countries, we're creating enemies and we're making everything worse. We're not lowering the debt. We're not going to lower our debt by expanding militarism. Militarism is expensive.
So I got a question for Kamal. Kamal, what do you think about the fact that they about to give these pre-reparations to these people, 10,000, 100,000, but y'all still got
pre-reparations? Hold on now. Wait a goddamn minute. Who the hell is getting? Say that again.
They're thinking of giving $10,000 to $100,000 payments to citizens of Greenland to convince them to want to succeed from Denmark to come and be in American territory.
Oh. I mean, I wouldn't call that pre-reparations. You feel me? Because have they fucked up Greenland yet?
Well, no? They're going to. They're going to take their resources and they're going to use the trade route. See, this is all about the trade route. Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Pre-reparations. Yeah. They pay before they fuck some shit up. God damn. Hey, I'm going to let y'all Greenland motherfuckers know something right now. They say they're going to pay you, but they ain't about to pay you shit. I'm telling you right now, they're going to renege on the deal. All right? I'll let you know. Listen to me, your foundational Black American brother. All right? They gonna renege on the deal. They gonna be like, yeah, we gonna sign a contract to you $10,000. And as soon as your ass come to America, they gonna null and void that shit. It's gonna be contract ripped up. So I'm just saying.
Enzo, I'm sure I know the answer, but for our audience and everyone listening, why is this beneficial for Americans? I'll let you say it.
So I mean, it's beneficial for a lot of things. Like Truman wanted Greenland back in the 40s because of the threat of the Nazis are coming to our shores. We are in a Cold War 2.0 with Russia as well as China, and by taking the Venezuelan oil, and to be completely blunt honest with you, after looking into anything, I want the United States in Venezuela for as long as possible, if not forever, so we can control the world market and we can collapse both of them without even putting a troop anywhere. And if we don't, that's why I'm happy with taking Greenland. We control the whole Arctic Circle. We've known since the Cold War that the Russians were using the Arctic Circle, having submarines over there waiting for the go. Just like how we had Operation Chrome Dome with B-52s circling the Soviet Union with nuclear bombs. They had subs off our coast with nuclear weapons aimed at us, ready to go. It is strategic for military uses, absolutely. Not even just for the resource. I could care less about the resources. I want us to be safe here, because war at the end of the day is not just about who can unalive the most. It's about logistics. How can we starve out our enemy? That's why the Soviets were so fucking good in World War II, is because of logistics. Same thing with the Americans, logistics. We won the Pacific because we won the logistics game. How is anybody else going to ever touch our coast when we got 2 oceans separating us from mainland Europe and mainland Asia? How are they going to get over there if they don't have the resources? How are we going to get over here if we put a chokehold on one of the routes to get over here, one of the closest routes to get here? Because the only other one is right through Alaska, and good luck getting through the wilderness over there and then getting through Canada into the United States. Other than that, you got to go through the oceans. It's strategic for multiple ways, as a chokehold as well as deterrent, because we will have eyes and ears and everything over there, and with them we will have the territorial waters, so they would not be able to be in those waters at all without informing us, submarines, and they would still detect that. So it's strategic, and I agree with it, especially with the route that we're going with China building up their military, and their goal is to go into Taiwan in 27. Russia's going to back them. We're going to get dragged into that if that ever happens. So This needs to be done now, or it's just going to be a headache for everybody.
Yeah. I have one final clip, and in our closing thoughts, we can say if we think we should own Greenland, to play off of what Gray did last night. Here we go.
Donald Trump reasserted in the new year that the United States wants Greenland.
We need Greenland from a national security situation.
Trump said a newly appointed special envoy would lead the charge, drawing sharp criticism from Denmark and Greenland. Let's take a look at why Trump is interested in the vast Arctic territory. Greenland is strategically significant for the US military. The shortest route from Europe to North America runs through it.
It's so pretty.
The US has said it wants to expand its existing military presence on the island. That includes placing radars to watch waters in the region used by Russian Navy vessels and nuclear submarines.
Chief Key said we're going to blow New Jersey up. I'm with you.
Covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place.
Shipping data show most Chinese and Russian activity in the Arctic is in waters near Russia. But more broadly, the Arctic is becoming more militarized, with NATO states, China and Russia all expanding activity there. The island is also rich in minerals, oil and natural gas, though development has been slow and mining has seen very limited US investment. Legally, Greenland is a territory of Denmark, which is a NATO member. In 2009, it was granted broad self-governing autonomy. That includes the right to declare independence from Denmark through a referendum. Polls show most of Greenland's 57,000 inhabitants back independence, but worse off and expose the island to the US. The US military has a permanent presence in an airbase in northwest Greenland. In 1951, the US and Denmark made an agreement. It gave the US the right to move around freely and construct military bases on the island as long as Denmark and Greenland are notified. Trump offered to buy the island during his first presidential term, a move Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called absurd. In late 2025, Trump named a special envoy to Greenland, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, who publicly backs the idea of the island becoming part of the US. Frederiksen has since said Denmark wants to continue being a good ally of the US, while also saying that Trump's threats should be taken seriously. In a joint statement pushing back on Trump, she and Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen said Greenland belongs to Greenlanders, saying, quote, "You cannot annex another country, not even with an argument about international security."
All right, guys, this was a great episode. I'm going to allow ladies to go first. Mia, what's your closing thoughts, and should we own Greenland?
I'm not saying we need to own Greenland, but I am saying we need to be essentially the governors of Greenland at this point in time. Russia has an astronomical amount of bases that are right in front, only a matter of miles away from Greenland, Canada, and the United States. And at this point in time, it would be wonderful if we could all get along and live cohesively. But at the end of the day, Russians would have absolute Russians want to eliminate us just as much as we want to eliminate them. The Chinese want to get rid of us just as much as we want to get rid of them. The Chinese view the Arctic Circle and just like the Arctic as their next Silk Road. So the big three are trying to corner this way, these trade routes and whatnot. And to be honest, if it's not us, it's them. And I'd rather it be us because I want to fucking survive. As selfish that is, I want to survive. So whatever we need to do in order to propagate the continuation of the United States, I'm down for. So at minimum, we need to be governing or in control of Greenland, and we also need to be in control of South America. Because like I said, if it's not us, it's them. And we see what the Chinese do with their internment camps, and we've seen what the Russians do with their camps. I'm just saying you want us to win.
Damn, drops the mic. All right, Kim. All right, I'm gonna tell you. I can't wait to hear your answer because the other lefty on the panel last night, she was the only lone one that gave one particular answer. And I know you don't like the Democrats, but it was your girl, Skeptic. I can't wait to hear yours.
Oh wait, what did Skeptic say as to what?
Should we govern Greenland? Should we take it?
No, we should not. Did she
She
say
gave
yes?
the same answer as you.
Oh, okay.
She was the lone no.
Yeah. Well, if there must be a prevailing superpower, we're not going to get it by use of force. Might does not make right. My favorite book, I've said it ad nauseum by now, 1984. I'm reluctant to call it a fictional novel. Talks about doublethink. War is peace is a complete farce. That isn't going to make us any safer. Why is China our enemy? They own a lot of our debt. We have a trade agreement with them. We're the ones instigating havoc, lawlessness, and chaos all over the fucking world because we insist on maintaining our hegemony, which we are going to lose because we are creating enemies all over the world, which I said is disastrous. We're killing people with our economic sanctions. We're killing people with our warfare, and killing people is not okay. Like, that's not going to make us any safer. It's expensive. That's not how we're going to pay off our debt. And then also really quickly, Truman dropped 2 atomic bombs. It's not somebody we should look up to. And then also, just to quote my Lord and Savior Jesus, who is all-knowing, omniscient, omnipowerful, he said, love your enemy. And this whole politics, like I said, might makes right, is completely counterproductive. It's expensive. It's not making us safe. And me, unlike my other friends, irrespective of your political affiliation, identity, race, color, creed, national origin, or anything that you stand for, I don't think anybody deserves to die, especially at the hands of the police. And I encourage us all to, I'm pretty sure we've all read 1984. It is a great analogy for history, which just happens to repeat itself over and over again. And if we don't see past the tribal, partisan politics, we're never really going to coalesce in a group, in like the class struggle that is the real class struggle. In the meantime, all of this is a distraction. So I just want to pull it all back to, like I said, it's us against them. And the majority of us aren't in their big bad club. And we're not going to profit off of all of the money that they're going to make by their continued and murderous and disastrous imperialism all over the world.
Well, that's why you know things, because you got the discernment of the Lord, Kimberly. Enzo, you're welcome. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
So my closing thoughts were, this was a great episode. We talked a lot about a lot of all these current events that are going on that is just distractions from a lot of things. I'm going to go back to what happened in Minnesota for a second. Guys, don't cause the problem and then play victim. Don't start all of this and then act like you guys never did anything. That's the biggest issue that we have, is that we have these Democratic lawmakers, we have these Democratic supporters, we have the people on the left, even though I'm sorry, let me not call all people on the left Democrats. You know how that goes sometimes. Flip out, crash out about any little thing that this administration does, but you guys refuse to see the good that can come out of this. You guys are bitching and complaining about immigrants. You guys are bitching and complaining about Venezuela, which is crazy to me because no kings, no dictator, but let's free a dictator, free Maduro. He didn't deserve that, but yeah, no kings, right? We need Greenland, or we need to be in Venezuela to deter our enemies. At the end of the day, I'd rather use economic form of deterring our enemies so they cannot advance and plot against the United States altogether. I don't understand why this is that's a partisan issue. I thought we want best for America, that we would want our enemies to actually not want to wage war with us and to do things the proper way. But hey, some people's heads are screwed on a little too tight, and then some people just have no brain in their head to begin with. So with that being said, this was great. Everybody have a great weekend.
In the words of Donald Trump, go in peace, Enzo.
I don't know what peace is sometimes.
Huh?
So I don't know what peace is sometimes.
It's
kind of hard nowadays.
We're gonna look. The future's bright. We're about to have the 250th year anniversary. Come on, what's your closing thoughts?
All right. Shout out to everybody on the panel. You feel me? Y'all go follow everybody. Everybody got their own YouTube or their own TikTok that they run content on. Also, I have the new party pinned to the top of my chat. Y'all go follow the new party and also hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Also, if you want to come over to my end, Kamal Johnson Network, hit your bird with a sub, hit that notification bell too. I'll also go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. First off, just comply. I mean, shit, we hear that all the goddamn time as Black Americans. So just comply. Everything be all right, right? Tennis ball head, 10 Waltz most definitely knew the fraud shit was happening in Minnesota, alongside with Amy Bach and the rest of them big head ass Somalians. Do we need Greenland? Hell yeah. Fuck that. I can't have America lose now. The motherfucker still owe us money. Hell no. All that fight we've been talking about trying to get our money and shit, for us to lose to China or Russia, fuck that. Take over Greenland. Now, I don't know to give them $10,000 or $100,000 to come over to goddamn America. We got too many damn immigrants over here anyway. So fuck all that. You feel me? Can we figure out a way to keep their ass over there in them icy goddamn Greenlands and still take over that shit? What can Billion say, right? Hey, this is empire game. Shit. I want America to fucking win. The hell? Shit. Hell no. We want Greenland, Iceland, mini lands. I don't give a damn land. As long as America wins so that motherfucker can pay us, goddammit. All right? And if they gonna go in Venezuela and take all that oil, shit, if I see my price go to $2 in California, I'm sorry to say, man, shit. I know I know some people got people out there that might have their little ones go to war and shit like that. You feel me? And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. But damn, have y'all know how we will lose our fucking mind? Kimberly, you know we'll lose our mind if we saw gas is $2.99. Man, shit to go crazy.
Y'all gas is more than $2.99?
Our gas is like $5.
Oh, our gas is $2.61 right now.
Well, it's like ours is like $3.99 or something over here. The cheapest one is like $3.99. Man, there's gas over here in parts of San Diego that's like I've seen that's like $5.50, $6. So gas is crazy over here in Cali. But yeah, shout out to the chat too. Actually, I wanted to give some air horns. A couple people super chatted. Enzo super chatted. The other guy super chatted. Air horns to the caller that called in. Appreciate you. And yeah, I don't got really. Well, I got one motherfucker in the chat. I'm a clown. Omar Sassy nigga. I guess I'll read your comment because you keep crying and shit. Read my comment. Why you ain't reading the facts? Okay, and that's probably how you sound. Denmark is paying $5 billion yearly to Greenland. Now what? Now I read one of your fucking comments. Shut the fuck up, man. Goddamn. Anyway, everybody else and everybody else on the panel, have a lovely weekend. I appreciate y'all.
Great closing thoughts, Kamal. What's your closing
No, we should not get Greenland. It's not gonna be fun when a rabbit has the gun. When people are getting together to come out the United States, the European countries are already intelligence agencies are not giving us information because they view us as a threat. And as far as the soldiers, I just talked to my friend recently, and he was talking about that he's worried about going to sick call because they might kick him out because of Pete Hegseth's new physical demands on soldiers. So I definitely don't want people to go die for money, die for gas, die for oil. We've done that way too many times. And I do feel like we're going to get a lot of backlash from this, and the foreign and domestic policy from this administration is probably going to set us back decades. Like we always say on a new party, always vote.
Oh man, jeez, the Dems, they always gotta like bring the mood down. Like, come on, USA, USA. Greenland wants to say it. I promise you that. But nevertheless, shout out to everybody that gave us super chats, that hit the like button. Shout out to the New Party team, to Gray, Jamal, Kimberly, Mia, Enzo. Thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna start a new thing where we read the super chats again. So thank you for your support. Who done it said make Insane Asylum's great again because we played crash outs earlier. Enzo said dams are broken, have brain damage. So thank you guys for the super chat. And shout out to Free Mind for calling in. It was nice to have you call in. We appreciate you, and we're nothing without the fans, so we appreciate you guys. And I want to close by saying this. Clearly, I love America. I believe in this country and its people, and in the idea that we are stronger, united together than we are divided. I am for peaceful protest, guys, but peaceful protest is an American right. Violence, chaos, and hate only serves as distractions, right? The topic of the show tonight was distractions, and distractions are exactly what keep the real problems hidden. While we're fighting each other, corruption goes unchallenged, okay, and fraud goes exposed or unexposed. And as you can see, while these protests are happening and they unalive that American citizen, we have hearings going on for Minnesota governor to not be held accountable, in my opinion. They're just trying to distract us. But we cannot lose focus, guys. America first doesn't mean America alone. It means putting the well-being of everyday Americans first. It means demanding accountability, exposing fraud wherever it exists, and refusing to be manipulated by narratives designed to divide us by race, politics, or ideology. And at the end of the day, we are neighbors, we are families, we are workers trying to build a better future for our children. And that requires unity, clarity, and love for one another, and when we disagree. So let's stay united, let's stay focused, let's choose truth over chaos, peace over violence, and love over hate. That's how we protect this country, and that's how we move America forward. God bless you guys. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the New Party team.